And hello, people of the world, people of the known universe. As always, welcome to the coolest corner of the internet. My channel, Sir Koolzalot. You're cool, I'm cool, we are all super cool. So I thought I would take a moment to paste into presentation a nice data set that I recently obtained from my CoolShop inventory testing. I have in stock a couple of RX coolers. They also called the RxCoolers MAX, and I also received some more inventory of CCC-certified power banks. I'm quite a big fan of the Vention power banks at the moment. Very rugged, very nice, perform very well, and also it's easy to recognize whether they are real or fake. You got to be careful of all of the fake products that are out there, especially with power banks. So let me jump on in and show you this data set. And of course, I also noted that quite a few of my subscribers are fans of the Max coolers and actively use them with their various travel needs. So I figured you might appreciate seeing the data on these 4 units that I recently inventoried into my store. So let's keep on going. And of course I have disclaimers. As you know, I am on a personal quest to find the best travel coolers that are out there. All my data is my own, all my views are my own. Please do your own research. I am simply sharing all the notes that I have collected with my journey, and hopefully you will appreciate it as you plan yours. All right, let's keep on going. So first of all, the power bank star of the shows for today. So here you can see the 2 product types that I have for today's presentation. The Vention FHP-TY. You've seen this one before in some earlier tests where I was looking at CCC batteries. I really like this unit, very rugged, very strong, very robust, has a 20,000 milliamp hour punch. And then just this month I procured and inventoried a newer Vention model called the TF-D22. So I think this is a slightly newer model that was released, but it differs a little bit because it doesn't have those extendable power cords that the other model had. But anyway, figured I would give it a try, give it a test, see how it performs. And the most important thing here is that these are CCC certified, which is very important for traveling with Asia-China airline type trips. And of course, the other star of the show is the Max coolers. This product has gone through a number of different branding namings over the years. It's actually currently called the Pioneer, the base model Pioneer by For All Family, the US reseller. But I've seen it named as the Max RX coolers, the Max Pro. There's quite a few different names for it, and it comes, there's a blue, sort of grey blue edition, and there's a magenta edition. But I think the pictures speak for themselves. You will clearly recognize which one it is by the photo. So I have 2 blue units and 2 magenta units that I recently inventoried for a customer, and here's the results. So just a little bit of a background on the test setup. So nothing too fancy here. Each of the units has been serialized. Also, I've given it a quick unit ID number for the test itself, so I can quickly find the right references and the right pictures and the right data set to match and so on. The test setup is pretty simple, using a dummy injector pen and 2 temperature probes, calibrated switch spots for each of the respective coolers that are running. Here's some more visuals of the test setup. So as I mentioned, got lots of batteries in play as well, lots of coolers in play. For the battery test, really the way I did it was I did the tests in sets of twos. I started with a pair of two running on each, and I switched to the other pair of two running on each, and then I did a third set, one of each model type running head to head against each other on the third set. So this can kind of give you a really nice view of the performance of each of these batteries and each of these models respectively and independently, and then also you can kind of see how each of these coolers performs. I used the blue coolers for the test. Those are units 58 and 59. The magenta coolers I didn't bother using for the additional battery testing. So let's keep on going. And so just to show you the cooler performance, so here's the data sets that I put together for each of the coolers. So you can kind of see the unit 58, unit 59. So unit 58 performs really nicely. It hovers at around the 40 to 41 temperature mark, depending on where the probe is positioned. Unit 59, also a blue model, performed nicely, hovering from about the high 39s to the 40. You can kind of see I had these running for a couple of days. So here's the kind of the temperature plot that you can kind of see there from being on and off. So very nice units for medicine cooling, because you're looking for that 36 to 46 Fahrenheit under very stable temperature conditions. Ambient was always in the 70 to 80 Fahrenheit here in California. And here's the data set for the magenta units. I had two of them, so units 56 and 57. So interestingly enough, these two units also performed well, but their baseline temperature was slightly higher than the blue units. So you can kind of see here they were hovering around the 43 Fahrenheit mark on each of the plots here. So also performing very nicely in terms of the 46 to 36 Fahrenheit range, but just noticing here that the base temperature was I guess kind of 3 degrees Fahrenheit, a little bit higher than the other test units. Maybe that could be a point of interest if you're using these units in the very high ambient temperature conditions, because you'll have a slightly smaller operating window, as the unit will try to balance itself with the ambient temperatures. So yeah, just something to think about. But again, so for typical travel, airport travel and stuff like that, these units would do very nicely as well. So alright, and then of course we have the money shot of the presentation, the big data plot. So just to walk you through this, the blue plot here is for the RxCoolers MAX unit 58, orange is for unit 59, the black plot's the ambient temperature. And then for battery testing, we did it in 3 waves. The first set was 2 batteries of the new TF-D22. The second set was with the FHP-TY batteries, and then finally it was 1 battery of each running head to head. So in terms of battery performance, the TF-D22 was able to run the RxCoolers MAX units for 21 hours, just over 21 hours, which is pretty darn good. The FHP-TY battery was able to run the same units for 18.6 hours, so almost on par with the other batteries, but just a little bit shorter. So you got 18.6 versus 21 there. So there's about two or 3 hours less of juice, even though they're both rated at 20,000 milliamps. And then In the final test, I put 2 batteries head to head, just to do an apples to apples, and the TFD22 model ran for 19 hours 44 minutes, while the FHP-TY model was able to power the unit for 18.69, so about an hour or so shorter. So whichever way you look at it, there was a slight performance improvement battery-wise between the TFD 22 versus the FHP-TY. So just to bring that all home, so here's kind of that table again, and then here you can see the 2 models. So the Vention TFD22, here it is. It has this sort of small elegant display panel, and then here you can see the Vention FHP-TY. What's unique about this model, it has these 2 tether cables as well, in addition to the normal ports, so this can be kind of handy for different kinds of applications. And then there's the table again. So yeah, so that's where I'm at with this quick download. As I said, I know that some of my subscribers to the channel really enjoy the RxCoolers MAX, so I figured I would share these this quick data set for you to enjoy. So that's basically where I'm at. Couple of plugs for the community. So as always, there's the Cool Club community. Welcome to join in as you wish. We're on X, we're on Reddit, we have a Discord server, and so here are some links here. You can find Sir Koolzalot via the website or via email. And then as always, I have a small curated Cool Shop store with inventory that's been fully tested, that includes accessories and other things. So if you have any travel needs, feel free to check out the store and send me a message, and I will try and help you out. And that's all I have for today. I hope you enjoyed this quick presentation, especially if you're an RxCoolers MAX fan. And I will talk to you again. Have a really fantastic day and week.